Well, hello everybody. This here's Bubba B. Today is our first episode of the live broadcast. Hopefully, y'all gonna like it real well. What we were trying to do here is we're gonna give you a little bit about what we put on the website, a little bit about what we do with the Bee Hooligans, and then a little bit about life from the hive. Also, we're going to talk about what you want to talk about. Matter of fact, if you come on either the Spreaker podcast website for this podcast, or if you decide you want to go to my Bubba B, go to my Facebook page, you will be able to type right on it in. I set up a comment section already. You can get up on there and put your comment in, your questions, your suggestions, anything like that.
Yes. Yes, we did.
Somebody's excited already. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this thing kicked off. First off, I want to share with you a little bit about what is the Be Smart Revue. Basically, it's an extension of what Be Smart website is. I happen to be the chief editor of the Be Smart website. That's what I do. Now, what I want to take from the website is give it to people, bring it to y'all right here online, on radio, however this all works. So, I want you to ask me your questions. I also want you to find out a little bit more about what's going on in the world of bees and beekeeping and beekeepers. Did you know I am the very first bee to have my own podcast? That's right. That's what we're here. We're experiencing history in the making. Golly, I'm going to tell you right now, that's just exciting. I just feel giddy. All right. So, what we're going to start off with is a little bit about bees that learn to play golf. There's some researchers out there, according to the website, who they taught them to play little games. Something about pushing a little ball. Now, these are bumblebees, by the way, not honeybees. So what they did was they got these bumblebees and they got a little white ball and they pushed it around and they got to drop it into the hole so that they could get a little nectar, a little treat. And so they did it, of course, because bumblebees are smart. Now, see, a lot of people have the bad idea, the wrong idea. The bumblebees, because they're big and they're fluffy, fuzzy, and all that they're not very bright. But that's not true. No, bumblebees are some of the very smartest bees I know. Matter of fact, I had a cousin, because, we're all cousins. Honeybees and bumblebees and mason bees. We're all related. But what we want to do is look at the bumblebee as more than this big, fuzzy, flying all over. It's kind of chaotic. And kind of look at it like it's this smart, intelligent, I don't know how the right words to describe that, but that's what they are. They're smart. And so what we want to bring to this article is a little bit of background, because when they trained these bees, they thought that maybe the bees might not figure it out. But see, when you're talking nectar, oh, I tell you what, we will go out of our way. We will above and beyond just to get some of that nectar. That's the good stuff right there. Now you don't just get that from anywhere. You got to work for it. And we grew up knowing that. We done been raised up for like years, knowing how to get that nectar. So that was a pretty interesting thing. Now honeybees, now they have to go out there, like alfalfa flowers, and they trick them. Because they get up in there, and the alfalfa flower, they got like a little trap, pollen trap. And the pollen trap kind of hides the pollen. And you got to bump, the bees got to hit it just right to get covered in pollen, and they go pollinate from one flower to the next. But honeybees, we done figured out you can get around that. Get straight down to the nectar. See, we figured these games out, but the bumblebees, they don't do it unless they have to. They're big enough; they just go crawl right in there and get right to it. So what you're going to do is have a bunch of bees who get down to the nitty gritty. They don't play around. So when you get they're surprised that these bees figured it out. It ain't no surprise, by golly, bumblebees is smart. Smarter than most people give them credit for. But anyway, so that was one of the articles on the website. Another one about this. Oh, here we go. See, now this is going to set me off. You got a story about a little boy. He was out there, and everybody in the news was like, a boy got attacked. Little boy got... there was one even used the words ambushed. Now, how a bee's going to ambush a boy? I'm going to tell you, first of all, honeybees don't attack. We just defensive. We don't want no trouble. But we will take care of business. So, say for example, you come, say, with your pellet gun, your BB gun, like a little, maybe 11-year-old boy did, going out somewhere, and he shoots that BB gun, and it happens to hit a honeybee nest that he didn't know was there. Now, you know, them honeybees don't care if he knew that was there or not. Them bees are going to be upset. Would you be upset with somebody shooting in your house? Well, now, see, that's what happened. Then nobody attacked this little boy. Now, it's sad that he got stuck in that situation, but it's not about attacking. It's a defense. Honeybees are not mean. We're not aggressive unless we do it in our defense. So, the media had it all wrong. They just make it sound like we're just out to get. They make it sound like we yellow jackets or something, wasps, that kind of thing. We're not. We don't want any of that trouble. But that's what this boy did. So that's what got covered on that ad article. So another thing is, let's see here. We're doing a review. Big Bear's doing a review of the what's this called? The Hive Keeper smartphone app. You log in on your phone and check your hives and take pictures and everything. He's doing a long term, so it'll go on like week by week or something like that in segments. It's going to be an over period of time. Let's see here. Next one down. Oh, hey, look at there. We're talking about this show right here, the Be Smart Review. That's what we was doing. Podcast episode 8. That was the last one that come out by the Bee Hooligans. Dayans was on Saturday. They put out number 8. Now, these boys, I'm going to tell you right now, the Bee Hooligans, they's hooligans in every sense of the word. These fellers get a little bit rascally, a little bit rowdy, and they have fun. They have a lot of fun. Matter of fact, the one person on there who should be on but isn't, that keep them a little walking more straight, is Kelly. she is about the only one would keep the wheels on the wagon, but unfortunately, she's a little shy, so she goes so kind of busy, so she doesn't get up on there with them boys. But they have a lot of fun, and that number 8 was a really good one. I remember I heard I was on the shoulders, so I was right there. I got to hear it all, but they's a bunch of rascals. The B hooligans, the right word for them. Now you got what? Holy moly! There's about 7 of them now. You got to start off with, you got Big Bear. He runs BB Tech Apiary Services. That's who runs the show. You got Anthony G. He's helping out, and he's kind of a newbie, learning his way. You got the Bickering Beekeepers from YouTube. That'd be JP the Bee Man, a Shawi, the beekeeper of the swamp. And let's see, we got Dane Stiglitz. He done wrote that one book, Complete Idiot's Guide to Beekeeping. Yeah, he fits right in. He is a bee hooligan like no other. Don't let the book author title fool you. No, he's one of them. He's right in there with the rascalness. We got, you got Kelly. Like I said, she's the quiet one. She don't get on the podcast, but she's on the website. She will do more. And we can't forget Yappy, Travis Olbert, better known as Yappy. He's over in Alabama or Arkansas. I don't know. He's up over there somewhere. Now, let me tell you about this boy. This one here, if these all rest of them is bee hooligans, he's probably the bee hooligan. Because if anybody walks to the wild beat of their own different way out there, drummer, that'd be Yappy. But anyway, he's the one that he brings a lot of fun to that show. Yes, he does. I was speaking of, I'm going to tell you right now, we talked about Shawi being a part of the Bickering Beekeepers, Beekeeper of the Swamp. I seen some pictures on his Facebook group, not a page, but his group. He got a Shawi Beekeeper of the Swamp group there. He got pictures of one of his swamp queens. Ooh wee! By golly, did you see that? Holy moly! I got to get that feller to introduce me to some of them gals, especially the new ones popping out about right now. Yes, I think that'd be a lot of fun. I'd like to meet them gals. So, anyways, that's the bee hooligans. Them fellers and one fine, nice lady there. And let's see, we moved down to Honeybee Genetics and a Botanic Garden in, what's that? Wales. They've put a new garden in there trying to find what us bees like for food best. That's what they brought into it. And so we have a lot going on here, and a little bit about the hive. One thing people say is what's going on with the being a drone thing. You know, your picture on the website shows you that that you're like a worker breed. You got a stinger there, and I said, well, that's just a prop. See, that's when people see bees, they think of the workers with the stinger, and that's how that all goes there. So we kind of have to play the game a little bit, give people what they want to see. But I'm a drone. That's how it works. I just decided that wasn't for me, living in the hive, because my days were numbered over there. And Big Bear gave me a chance. He said, well, why don't you come on and try this if you don't want to go on being a drone. And we'll see how it works out. First, I started as a, kind of like a spokes bee, really, for the Bee Smart website. Then I picked up a little bit of extra work as a kind of like a guide around the social media And they all, well, by golly, I'm the editor-in-chief, and I have a podcast. Oh, makes you giddy, doesn't it? Yeah, if a bee can do all this, what could you do? Think about that just a minute. It could be great. You'd be just fine. Now, here's another thing. In a hive, it's not very fun to be drone. See, y'all beekeepers be telling people, that it's party boy life and everything. But no, it's not really like that. See, my mama tell me, she said, Bubba B, you got to stop bothering your sisters. Every time you walk in here, you getting all in their face and wanting everything. And I'm like, but I'm hungry. I got all that flying. I gotta go find all that in Queens and to hang out with them fellers and then come back. And that's a lot of work. I need something to eat. I just asked for a little bit of food. I think that's reasonable. And she said, now boy, I'm gonna tell you, you leave your sisters alone. You go ask them and you wait. That's what she told me. She said, boy, I made one of you. I make another 100 look just like you. Don't mean nothing to me. So that's kind of a humbling experience. So, my sisters, I walk in there and I say, excuse me, pardon me. Because it's like being in the middle of walking through a highway. You just can't get, you're zooming all over by you. And there's so many of them. I mean, I'm bigger than they are, but they're just a bunch of them. And they all over. They're coming back and forth. Then you try to catch it. Excuse me, pardon me. Hey, yeah, could, please, maybe. Yep. Finally, my one sister come over. She's, what you want now? And I'm like, I'm hungry. Can I have a little bit of something? Go get me a sandwich. She's like, there ain't no sandwich here. What do you think you are? She said, here, fool. Here's a little bit of honey. Now get on over there and get out the way. You're blocking traffic. That's how they talk to us in there. Drones get no respect. We got one job. You get out there and do that job, and that's the last thing you ever do. Yo, I tell you what, that ain't no fun at all. And then you come time to when things ain't growing no more, and they got to conserve food for like the winter. Oh no, you in trouble now. Yeah, that's when the big hurt comes. That's when they say you got to go, boy. And I decided that just wasn't for me. So I figured time to cut the strings loose and move on to bigger and better things. So I went up. That's when I introduced myself to Big Bear, because it was one of his hives and that I was living in, and moved on there. And ever since then, the story's been kind of written. And here we are on my own very own podcast and editor-in-chief of a whole website, bringing you information about bees. Isn't that something? Everybody can do that. It's not just for one little bee, but everybody can do that. So, let's say we move on to see if we got any questions here. Anybody been posting on there? Don't think so. We'll have to take a look. And, well, now, look at there. We might have something. Check this out. And we got, no, not on that one. But we got the other site, too. We got the Facebook page. Let's take a look there. Let's see if we got something going on. And, boy, I tell you what, this thing ain't working too well. Oh, look. That's an interesting little article. I forgot about that. Here's one on the website. Says that our honeybee genetics shine lights on our bee origins. University of California. They done said that, there's some other hillbillies down in California. There's people, of course, not bees. But bees move to California all the time too. But these is people. There was some other folk. One of my heroes, actually, a fella named Jed. I don't know whatever happened to him. Nice fella, knew a lot. That nephew of his, though, boy, I tell you what. Anyway, they've been studying the back way millions of years back on the University of it's Cal Davis and Berkeley. They say that there's a lot of mixing up from one place to another, and bees naturally interacted with each other as they traveled from one area to the next, and so tightly intertwines that it's sometimes hard to track everything back. But it's a project that they's working on, so that'll be interesting to see where they come up with that. I think the more we can learn, the more we'll find out. You never know. So let's see here. Anything? No, nobody's done come talk to us yet. That's all right, though. It's a new project, new podcast. So you never know what's going to come about. Another thing that this show's going to be about is talking about those, we talked about the rascals, the bee hooligans, but I'm going to tell you, there's all kinds of stories about these fellas. These fellas, for example, Yappy. That fella right there, he says some very interesting things. He's got more ideas coming out of him than a waterfall has droplets. I mean, non-stop. He just don't quit. That feller's mind just don't quit working. It's just like a ticking machine. But that's all right, because you need thinking beekeepers. They needs to always be on their feet, always looking at the next thing, trying to find out what's going on. All right. Well, this has been close to a 30-minute podcast. For the first one, that's not too bad. Hopefully, we'll get to see some of you folks tune in on the next time. That'll be next Wednesday, and we'll see how it works out. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit more fun and get some more folks involved. Y'all have a good one, and remember, be smart.